Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Get inspired for a beautiful Thanksgiving this Thursday. I hope that you have made some plans with some friends or loved ones. If you haven't yet, there's probably people that are lonely, and maybe you could, take somebody out to lunch at McDonald's or something like that, because it's a great time to be with other people on Thanksgiving. So thanks for watching Life Inspired. It is time for another episode. We have a great guest today I'm excited to tell you about. And Life Inspired stories are stories about turning points in people's lives when life was going along, and then God stepped in and did something and turned you to a new trajectory, whether you were walking with him before and he's just got you on a new assignment, or whether you didn't even know him and you started walking with him and now you're just walking an inspired life that way. So that's what Life Inspired stories are all about. You can watch these stories and share them from either our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, or on inspiredhomes.com. So thank you so much, Tyler Thomas. Thanks for being in the house.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really honored to be here. I've seen people like Mike Bernard on this channel. He's my old boss, and he's someone that I just love and respect and look up to. So to be on the same platform that he's been on just kind of feels surreal. So I really appreciate having me. I'm glad to be here.
You're just following Jesus. We just want to know how and why.
Definitely.
So very cool. So I don't know what you're going to tell us about today, because, dude, you were here and moved away, and now you've moved back, and so I'm so excited to hear all about that. But what specific turning point do you want to talk about? Give us a little backstory of whatever turning point that you're going to talk about.
Definitely. So life's been a journey. I feel like I'm still on the journey.
Right.
Don't have the answers, but just been trying to follow the Lord and where he's leading. So to take you back a little bit, I grew up kind of in a Christian home. My mom's saved, my dad's not, so that's still, it's a struggle sometimes. So if anyone wants to be praying for my dad, that'd be awesome. Okay. But growing up, I was saved when I was about 12 years old. Was wanting to serve the Lord, but didn't exactly know what that meant. But on the other hand, I feel like chasing fame and money, kind of. I wouldn't have put it in those terms, but that's, looking back, that's kind of what I was doing. I wanted to either, and these things don't really go hand in hand, but I either wanted to be an engineer or wanted to be a musician. Both kind of the money or the fame kind of thing. So that's kind of what I was chasing after. But I think the real turning point in my life, and I hope there continues to be more and more of those kind of pivotal moments in my life, but I think the one that I can really point to and say, this is where God kind of took a hold of my life, was the summer before I went to college.
Okay.
So my wife had worked at a Christian camp up north in Wisconsin, and I was just kind of, she was my girlfriend at the time. I was just kind of following my girlfriend there. Wanted to, it looked cool, but more so just wanted to spend some time with her and kind of see what she's been doing up there. But anyway, I went there, started serving at that camp, and just really being to see what ministry can be like, how it can really impact the lives of teenagers, how it can impact the lives of families. Just having intentional times where you're serving the Lord, worshiping the Lord, and being part of that ministry there really just kind of changed my mindset of, I don't want to live for myself anymore. I want to live for God. I want to serve him in any way that I can. So I think working at that camp, being a part of that team there, being poured into by the older staff members, and just being in that environment where everyone is serving the Lord was just like this is really cool. Yeah. So I think that was my major turning point.
Very cool.
So after that, I transferred schools. I went to Moody Bible Institute in Chicago to really study the Bible and study how to do ministry in real life. Ever since that moment, by no means have done everything right, but that's kind of the turning point where, yes, I want to serve the Lord, but by whatever means that is. So
awesome. Very cool. So he just kind of got your attention and said, come follow me, dude.
Yeah.
I got a great life for you, Tyler.
Exactly.
Very cool. So from there, can I ask how you got to working at Corhorn Financial Group?
Yeah, great question. So I worked for Mike Bernard, Josh Gregory at Corhorn Financial Group. Basically right out of college, my wife and I were looking to work at a camp full time. That was kind of our goal. Obviously, God had other plans for us. We applied to, 15 camps. No, had a good interview here, but that doesn't work out. So after a while, we were getting ready to get out of school, and we
Need work.
didn't know what was going to happen. We were actually getting ready to have our first child, so needed some way to support my family. And I had a friend of mine who worked at Corehorn Financial Group. And it's a great organization. So I just figured, hey, it's a good place to work. I like working with people. I'll work here. I don't know how long I'll be here, but yeah, let's do this. So we moved here. This is actually where my wife's from, the Michiana area. So we moved here, started working at Corehorn, and then now that I see where I'm heading now, I can see that it's been extremely helpful to my journey. I didn't know it at the time, but getting all those skills, getting to work with all different kinds of people,
Cool.
Getting to learn financial, technical skills are extremely helpful to my life and what I'll be doing in the future.
So you were still in school. God had you still in school after school.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, we kind of had our path that we wanted to go, and God's like, nope, you're going over here.
I need you to do this for a while. Okay.
So yeah, it was really cool. I loved working for that company, and
then you left from here and moved away for...
Yeah, I left a little over a year ago now. We finally had pursued a camping ministry job. That was over in Wisconsin. It was a really good camp. I loved the ministry that they were doing, but honestly, it was very hard on our family. The schedule and just the environment there was hard for my wife and I and our 2 kids. I was never home when they were home. And so definitely following the Lord there. But I think that was another just a transitional, learning experience for our family. I have no regrets about going there at all. But I think it was just like working at Corehorn. It was an excellent experience, an excellent place to learn more about myself and my family and how we work best together and how I can serve the Lord. But then we loved it there, but just didn't feel like that's where God wanted us. He had something more for us. At my church right now, they're going through a series, Made for More. And to kind of put it in that words, I feel like God had more for us, another plan. And so we actually decided to move back to the Michiana area. This is kind of where our heart is. This is where we've been for 5 years. So we just loved it here, love our church, love our family and friends. And so we actually decided to move here without really having a plan. We were just trusting God, like, God, we think you want us here, and so we'll trust you. And I think
Which is super scary, right?
Yes. I think it's been a theme in our lives is, okay, we're trusting you, and then he just says, okay, we want you to trust you a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. So it was an interesting time of our lives when making that decision to move back without really anything lined up. But sure enough, the day that we had an offer on our house, accepted the offer, got a call from Life Action Ministries in Buchanan, Michigan. Had a position for me. It is basically exactly what I can say that I was looking for. It has some of the financial and customer service aspects from Corehorn, has a lot of the guest relations and relational aspects of working at the camp. And I can just see now that everything God has been doing in my life has been pointing towards this position.
That's so cool.
So yeah, that's been awesome.
Cool.
Big aspect of that is everyone on staff there is missionary salary. So the Life Action doesn't provide salary for their staff members. A lot of their ministries are free or very low cost because they want as many people to experience their ministry as possible. And for that reason, they don't charge a lot. And for that reason, all of their staff is on missionary support. So that's just another aspect.
So you've got to raise support.
Yep. So that's just
I'm
another
glad
step.
we put you on Facebook and YouTube so we can share this. You can tell everybody what you're doing. Yeah, we're cool. So they're going to want to know. So we have lots of viewers both on YouTube and on Facebook, and some that just go straight to our website page, and they want to pray for you. So if we could talk about how they can pray for you, they will want to be contributors to your financial support. So I'm excited to be able to do that. And they might want to help. I know that Life Action takes volunteer help as well. So what is Life Action's ministry? What do they do?
Yeah.
And how can our viewers help Tyler?
Absolutely. And I'm still honestly learning everything that the ministry does, but their overarching mission is to ignite movements of authentic Christianity. So that takes the form of a number of different outreaches that they do. But their big goal is to take believers and non-believers that are, living their lives, but struggling in a lot of different aspects, marriages, struggling to raise their kids, struggling with sins in their lives, anything like that. And in taking that and using that for the Lord. So creating a turning point for them, just kind of like we're talking about here, and showing them, this is all part of your life, but here's how you can change that, and more so how God can change that and use that, and hopefully start to ignite movements of authentic Christianity, so revitalizing people's hearts, and then they can then go out and share the gospel in their communities.
That's awesome.
So that takes a number of different forms. They have church events. They'll go to various churches throughout the country. They have road teams that will go out and do that. They have,
so they'll do like a revival week kind of a thing?
Yep.
Okay.
They put on week-long conferences, 2-week-long conferences at churches. So churches that don't necessarily have the resources or the knowledge or the skill to put on these amazing conferences, they'll do that, provide all the childcare. They have focused lessons for all the age groups.
Wow.
They also do have a camp, so hopefully I'll get to be involved in that ministry as well. That's out in Buchanan. They have Revive Our Hearts. So Nancy DeMoss Wolgemuth is an author and speaker for that ministry. So they have a couple of different ministries that are focusing on different groups of people, but really it's targeting people's hearts and sparking revival from inside.
That's cool.
And not anything but we're doing, but everything that the Lord is doing. So.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So any specific prayer requests, pray for your support.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll do that.
That would be really appreciated. It's another thing. It's a good experience. We're trusting God. It feels really strange, but also it's been really cool to see God working. So just trusting God that He'll provide that for us.
Right.
So if we could pray for ministry partners. So we want to partner with people in our ministry, people that can't necessarily go out and do ministry themselves, but want to be a financial partner or a prayer partner with us. So,
Awesome.
And that's every staff member at Life Action
Awesome.
is on that similar.
So
plan.
with Thanksgiving this Thursday, are there things that, like people are often trying to do things at Christmas time. So are there things that they can do as far as volunteer hours? Like a lot of people like to get their families
Yep.
involved in some serves. Do you have stuff like that they would need to do? Or the best thing is really the prayer and financial support?
Prayer and financial support for sure, and that's for all of the Life Action staff members. And to be honest, I don't know if there's any volunteer opportunities at this moment.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of volunteer opportunities in the summer at their camp in
Okay.
Buchanan. For high schoolers, college students, there's a lot of opportunities there.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Now, I always like to ask before we are done, how do you stay inspired? What's your connection? Because the way you connect with God on a daily basis is different than the way I do. It's different than the way the various viewers. We all connect differently, but some are more similar to others.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you connect? How do you stay inspired?
Yeah, definitely. It's always looking to the Lord for help. One of my favorite passages in the Bible is Psalm 121. It says, I lift my eyes up to the mountains. From where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth.
Love that verse.
So it's just the aspect of lift up your eyes. So, you're always focused on the day-to-day. I got to get this done. I got to do this. But the passage just says, lift up your eyes. And you're lifting the eyes to the Lord and asking Him for help. So just that verse is like on my heart always. So that's kind of like I've got to do this. But no, wait, lift up your eyes to God. So I try to.
So what does that mean for you daily? How do you lift your eyes up to the Lord?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the biggest aspect for me is taking time. I try to do in the morning. It's hard with little kids.
Right.
Just to get into the Word. I have a devotional book that I use a lot.
Okay.
Because I have a hard time if I'm just reading Scripture. I kind of get lost in my own thoughts. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I like to have some sort of devotional that helps me interpret the Word and kind of gives me some action items for that day.
Cool.
So just little ways that is helping me to serve the Lord more. And then a big thing for me is going to church. I love my church family. Was part of a small group there. Hopefully we'll get plugged back into that soon. So just another big way is to be around other believers.
Okay.
So I can see how they're living. Oh man, those people are being awesome parents. those people are serving the Lord well. I want to be more like them. So I think
cool.
that's also a huge part of staying connected and staying
Very cool.
serving the Lord, is
Very
to see
cool.
those examples.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
I appreciate it. You guys, thank you for watching. This is exciting. I'm so thrilled that this is a Thanksgiving week. If you guys could please share this with somebody that you think needs to hear about, Tyler's story, and can maybe be a prayer partner for all of Life Action, that'd be great. So share that. And if you want to connect with Tyler yourself, have coffee, message us here. Wherever you're watching from, you can send a message. And so he would, I know, have coffee with you and
Absolutely.
tell you a little bit more about Life Action and what he's doing and how you can spur that relationship with God on.
Definitely.
So thanks for watching. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.
Thank you.